This is the first time it's been opened since the video showed all the smoking going on. Yeah, see how the bottom seal pulled out? That could be my problem. Look at that. Nothing but screen. I don't know, maybe if I get in the shade here. So there was no seal on the door, at least at that point. So I can fix that, possibly with more screws. I believe Tom, was his name Horton? The guy with the blue hood on the Masterbuilt 560. I think he did it with a screw here, 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 and here. And because of what I'm dealing with, I might want to do 3 screws and stuff, you know, go with the overkill. Anyway, let me clean this up and see what I can do. I'm going to vacuum, so I'm going to turn this off. Okay, so I let the silicone dry for a couple of days, and it's on here really well. All the corners are filled in. I've got a bead along here to absolutely seal it to this edge over here. So there's no way that smoke is going to get through this door. And now it's just a matter of making sure it doesn't get past these seals. So Masterbuilt had a silicone paste on their original seal. You can, you know, as soon as you unboxed it, you felt it on there. And I left it, I didn't do anything, but I didn't have any, so I picked this up at the hardware store. And I will now put a real fine coat along the edge here so that when it shuts against the door and I've latched it down, I will try to prevent what happened the last time when the seal actually stuck to the tower and pulled. So now having a little silicone on the edge, I think, will help at least get me through this test. So let me put the silicone paste on. Okay, so there is a brush inside the can, so I'm going to put it around this little button door here, a little liberal, because I'm kind of also hoping that the grease will help prevent any smoke sneaking by there. So now let me just go along and paint the edge with a very thin film. Okay, 2 hands is what I use, so I had to put the camera down. But I do now have a slight coating around the edge. This stuff is about 18 times thicker than Vaseline. It's a real good heat grease. It can be used on automobiles and stuff like that. Well, anyway, so now this door is sealed. It's in my opinion a little overkill, but I wanted to just check the box so that if more smoke now comes out of the chimney area, then I start thinking about the gaskets between the firebox and the actual storage chimney area and stuff like that, because those are, you know, surrounding the firebox. So I hope I don't have to go into those. And then if there is no smoke and this actually does its job, I'm not going to take this apart, not right away. I'll just let it run until failure, knowing that the next time I learned what I needed to learn here, and I will then make the appropriate adjustments for putting the next gasket on here. So for now, I'm going to call this a semi-permanent temporary fix. And that's probably going to conclude this firebox door part 3, because I don't want there to be a part 4, but we'll find out. All right, well, thanks for coming along for this ride. I'm hoping this will take care of it. Okay, so now I have the patched firebox door on here, and I'm going to test to see if it is going to smoke past the door seal, and if not, then I'm going to worry that it's up in between these areas. However, this is a solid firebox all the way out to here, so I'm really not anticipating any smoke coming out of this door this time. So let's get the match going. I'm burning a brown paper bag this time to kind of get this thing lit quickly and as smoky as possible. And we'll see how it's going. Meanwhile, let me open up the top here. Let's get some of that smoke coming out. I'm going to be using the lump coal from Lazzari again. And we'll see what happens. Well, I got all the smoke coming out of the barbecue like I want, and I don't have per se smoke coming past the seal. When I look down there, it looks like between the fireboxes here and here, this seal looks like the one that I need to take apart. So that will definitely be another one. But right now, this thing's just dumping smoke, and it is not getting by that rubber seal. I mean, that seal is nailed it. So, okay. If you're still here and watching this, then I will tack the I'll tack on the actual repair to the door next. If not, then you can bail here, because this was the conclusion of the test. Meanwhile, tons of smoke coming out, and not here, and that's what I wanted. Perfect. Well, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Okay. Looks like all that smoke was my fault. First, the centers of these are not secure. Like, this is the one where I put the seam in there and then the little plug. I'm thinking that I didn't let that totally dry, and then when the door was closed and I started up the fire, it tacked itself, so that the next time I opened the door, it pulled loose. So if I had put a screw in there, I think that would have taken care of it. And then I'm looking in the corners here, see if I have a flashlight. No, that's not a flashlight. Well, anyway, in the corner, what there is the screen mesh, which is the bottom of this. So that means every corner is wide open. So it's going to leak at the corners, and it leaked all underneath that door, at the bottom of the door, and that was all my fault. Now, there's two ways of doing this. Boy, I'm kind of thinking out loud here. This might become embarrassing, but anyway, I could take it all apart and do what Tom did, put an extra screw in, and then if I was going to go to that trouble, I'd probably put extra screws in so that I wouldn't have to take it apart again. But that's not going to take care of my corner problems. So I still need to probably use this in the corners to fill that up. But I don't know if all my smoke problem is the door. So I think what I'm going to do is put a patch on this just to see how much smoke is reduced. And then after the patch is on here, if it takes care of all my problems, then I know that I got to take this apart, put in the extra screws and all that. And if I just do this now, it's kind of fast and dirty, and it will probably peel off like all other silicone. It'll just come off in one big piece, I'm hoping. But anyway, so I'm going for the quick fix just to see what the results are. So It's not that I'm trying to get out of it, it's just that I'm trying to determine where it is. There's another part of me that says I haven't really looked at the grill where these actually go up against the vertical gravity feeder, and whether or not I need to add some sort of material that this goes to and the gravity feeder, but there's maybe a gap in between there. And if that's the case, then doing anything to this isn't going to help. So I'm going to see a big difference just because of this being taken care of and the corners. But I want to find out about the rest of the stack. So I'm going to break out the little caulking gun, and I'm going to go to this and write this up as a experiment, as a test to see where the smoke is actually coming from. It's not going to be that hard, it's just that it's that hot. I think it's 108 degrees right now in my shed, and I've got a fan running in the background. You're probably hearing it. So that's all I'm going to do for today, mainly because it's hot. Let's see what happens. Okay, just in case I have the guts to show this, I sealed all 4 corners, and then I ran like a bathtub caulk around the inside instead of using the screws this time. Figure that's going to last at least 1 burn. So that's what I would call down and dirty. It's like I don't know what I don't know. So this will let me find that out. So I can always get a new seal if I have to start all over again, and at least I'll know, and then I'll have shared it with you so that hopefully we don't all keep experimenting. Once we have somebody that shows the actual real fix, then we'll all jump on it, just like Luke's stainless steel firebox. All right, this may never be seen. This is one of those blooper reels.